Sometimes it's easier to go on living, not even knowing who you are, when at least you know precisely where you are while you go on not knowing. Hola everyone, I'm Miss Betty G. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you all a spoiler-free review for Britt-Marie Was Here by Frederick Backman. This tells the story of a woman in her 60s who is recently separated from her husband, and she ventures out into the world for the first time in her life by herself. We quickly learn that Britt-Marie is a literal person. She does not understand sarcasm. She doesn't understand jokes. She likes to portray the role of a well-rounded human being. She might have a little bit of OCD. She does clean a lot. Baking soda is life. No work experience, and goes into the unemployment office to look for a job. She hustles her way into a position at a recreation center in a small town called Borg. Borg is a town that is hit hard by a financial crisis and has only a handful of people. Britt-Marie's first impression of the town is not a great one, but she has been given a job, and so she goes on and does what's asked of her. Slowly, Britt-Marie starts to build relationships with all these individual characters, especially the children that are still in the city of Borg. She manages to bring back a little bit of hope to this town for better days. You definitely feel for this character as you're reading this book. I found myself rooting for her the entire way. She is a little bit of a pain in the butt in the beginning, but then once you get her backstory, you start to understand her, you start to feel for her, and you just want nothing but good things for her. I definitely went through a lot of different emotions throughout this whole story. I got angry, I got sad, I was happy, I felt bad. You start to feel for not just the main character, but also for the other characters that revolve around Britt-Marie, and you think you could start predicting where the story is going to take you, and then he ends up taking you somewhere completely different. The chapters are very short. The book is not very long. You definitely learn from this book. This is a story of a woman who is reinventing herself at an age that she feels that is improper, at an age that she feels that is impossible. A woman who has been very submissive in a marriage where her self-esteem is nowhere to be found, and she starts to build all these new characteristics and starts to grow as a human being, and you grow with her. And that's definitely the kind of story that you can just devour in a day or two, because you get so tangled into this story and into this town with these characters. So I definitely recommend Britt-Marie Was Here. I definitely recommend this author. Like I said, this is a spoiler-free review, so I really don't want to say a lot more about what goes on in the story. Britt-Marie was actually introduced to us before in My Grandmother's Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry. She is a small character in that story. You don't need to read that story in order to follow her in this story, but it helped me feel some type of way about her before I got to know her in this story. When you do get to know her better here, it makes it a little bit more enjoyable for you, and you feel for her a little bit more. For me, it was because I felt like bad because I had such a negative liking to her. But then obviously now I'm totally obsessed with her, and I wish it was my aunt. I'm definitely going to be giving this 5 stars. I will be doing a review. I'll link my Goodreads page on the description below in case you're interested. If you read this book or are planning on reading this book, or when you do read this book, you want to read this book, feel free to follow me on Twitter or Instagram and message me if you feel the need to discuss it further or have any questions before getting into the book, or about this one, or about My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry. I definitely don't mind talking about it. I could talk about this book and Britt-Marie over and over again. Well, that's going to be it for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around for this video. I hope you enjoyed that review. Let me know if you agree with the spoiler-free reviews, or if you would prefer a full review with spoilers. And if there's anything that you feel like I could have done better. I am definitely trying to get better at explaining the stories I read, but it's kind of hard for me when I don't want to spill the beans, you know? If there's anything that you recommend for me to do better, definitely let me know in the comments below. Or if you want to have a more one-on-one conversation, then again, feel free to message me on Twitter or on Instagram. All those links will be in the description below. So in the beginning, I shared a quote from the book, and I do want to leave you guys off with another quote that I really enjoyed in this book. At a certain age, almost all the questions a person asks him or herself are really just about one thing. How should you live your life? I don't know, Frederick Backman. I don't know. That is it for me, you guys. Thanks again for sticking around. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to hear more from me, please subscribe to my channel and be sure to hit the notification bell. Okay, adios!